I need to make sure that the fish are fed. I must overfeed the fish. Hey everybody, welcome back to Mass Effect 2. I'm SlayerMathis, and last time we talked to the crew and did our discussions about Part 2 of this lovely, lovely game. This time we're going to be going and recruiting Tali, but first things first, I did some mineral scrabs? Perfect. Mineral scavenging off screen. See right there, we got a scram pulsar. See, I know what I'm talking about. We'll pick up that biotic damage. Nothing there. Thanix cannon is necessary. We'll grab that. We'll grab the Krogan shotgun. We'll grab Krogan vitality. And retrain powers is just respecing your skills. I don't remember when that unlocks, but yeah. Sorry about that. Here, you know what? The Thanix cannon. Particle cannon, the Turian-designed Thanix magnetic hydrodynamic cannon is now installed on the Normandy. This cannon is powerful enough to destroy a collector ship with repeated hits. So we just wanted to go and grab that. That is, of course, necessary for our final mission in order to make sure that everyone who participates can be not dead by the end. Very important. I was here in Omega just to fully scan that system, but now, off to the far rim we go. Go and help Tali, who is one of my favorite characters. I would not say she's the best character, even though I love her, but, like, very good character. Generally, I don't deal with systems, or with planets that are less than good. Because you have, I believe it is poor, moderate, good, rich is the order. Keep in mind, planets that do have Ezo. Ezo is very rare, so anytime that you can grab a planet that has Ezo on it, you'll want to do so. Saw a little bit of spike here on Gotha. Here we go. There is a planet in one of the subsystems in Omega that has quite a bit of Ezo, actually. Surprisingly enough. Also, every planet does have specific elements that they have more or less of. And it's not like, basically, it's not randomized what elements there are on a planet. It's just, you know, like, Gotha will always have a lot of palladium and some decent iridium, as well as some Ezo. So no worries about that. I'll probably, near the end of the game, near the end of the Let's Play, I'll probably go through and show you all of the Ezo-rich planets. Because, again, Ezo is significantly rarer than other elements. And I believe you even get less of it for individual scans, so that I feel like that might be changed from original, because I feel like I have a lot more Ezo than I should, but that could also just be potentially part of the, could just potentially be part of us getting the Mass Effect 2 stuff. Haestrom. Formerly a Quarian colony, Haestrom was established to observe the phenomenon on Dolan, the system's parent star. Dolan appeared to be unstable, with a high possibility of erupting prematurely into a red giant. Haestrom was lost to the Geth in 1896 CE. Soon after, all communication from the planet and its attendant space station ceased. The Geth have shown no signs of treating Dolan as a threat over the past 3 centuries, other than establishing several space stations near it. Dolan's magnetic eruptions and stellar output overwhelm most communications near it. It is unclear how the Geth have compensated. Today's spy probe scans indicate extensive orbital construction around Haestrom, housing thousands of Geth platforms and an unknown number of Geth software mines. It's not known how many Geth are on the planet's surface. Spy probes face interference from Dolan, making remote scanning difficult. Resource estimations based on the Geth mining, refining, and fabrication practices suggest that the planet has at least 20 more years of use before it exhausted. Intelligence experts speculate that the Geth have not exploited all of their resources because they wish to keep some in reserve for repairs. Trailed advisory: Haystrom is a Geth stronghold. Military spy drones using cutting-edge stealth technology are the only vehicles that have returned unharmed from Geth space. All civilian traffic is prohibited. We'll pop in here. We will grab Garrus, and we're actually going to grab Miranda. I feel like I haven't used Miranda in a very long time. We're also going to boost up Warp. We are going to boost up Concussive Shot. Miranda has quite a bit that she can grab. And I think I'm actually just going to even things out for Miranda. I'm going to swap the beam cannon for the missile launcher. Again, I much prefer the missile launcher over the particle beam.
Shepard, our data indicates the tally is somewhere in these ruins. There is considerable Geth activity and an environmental hazard. Solar output has overwhelmed Haystrom's protective magnetosphere. Exposure to direct sunlight will damage your shields.
And indeed, welcome to Haystrom. Like Edie says, direct exposure to sunlight will cause our shields to overload, and we will rapidly lose shields. Cannot lose health from it.
I'm having serious issues with my shields.
We need to stay out of the sunlight.
So yeah, you will eventually lose your shields if you're in the sunlight. All three of the second group of dossier missions have a little bit of a gimmick to them. And indeed, Keela Salai. Open the facility gate, and we can finally pull out our weapons.
Incoming dropship.
Guess we got a dropship coming in. And yeah, we're actually fighting Geth. Geth, very uncommon in this game, especially compared to 1. But, you know, for old time's sake, me and Garrus shooting down Geth. Again, it's just like good time, you know, just like how it should be. I honestly don't recall if the Geth are affected by the sunlight. I don't think they are, but I'm not willing to say for certain. Of course, any sort of engineer will do fantastic here. All three of our people, I believe, have overload, which will certainly help out, because no matter what, regardless of what health bar they are on, Geth will always be affected by overload. As well as other tech abilities. I forget exactly what the engineer has other than overload. I think they have incinerate. Incinerate affects things regardless. But yeah. So you will want to be dipping in and out of cover quite often. Especially for Sentinels, it is good to keep checking in, keep reloading your tech armor. Where are you guys? Come on. Geth can pop up a nice shield. Gives them a little bit more survivability, but I believe, well, they start off with a little bit of shield. They can re-up on some shields. I don't know if it increases other stats. I think it might increase, like, their accuracy or damage or something, but I am not certain about that. And evidently, I am still in the sun and also out of ammo. I don't remember if I talked about this. But the Geth are the in-universe reason why there are now thermal clips. Basically, saying that the Geth could shoot significantly more consistently than people could without the thermal clips, with just the old system. So now having thermal clips you can have a little bit more sustainability in terms of how often you can fire. We got rocket troops. Rocket troops, just like any other sort of missile unit, they just launch out a missile. This one's actually probably a little bit easier than most because they don't even have the they don't even have homing missiles like a few different types do. Drain out a few more of them. Still low on ammo. And yeah, the joys of only having 2 weapon types and still being relatively early game, I would say. Well, I mean, yeah, we are early game. We still only have the first set. We haven't... Our first set of missions. Still haven't... ooh, ammo. Thank you. I still haven't grabbed any of our second half things, which is where a majority of upgrades will come in.
There we go.
I would say. Because, of course, you have all the loyalty missions, you have the recruitment missions. I think some of the assignments, which are those optional missions, hello. I believe some assignments do have upgrades, but it's very few. And, of course, we haven't tackled any of the DLC yet. DLC will also have a few. I believe base game stuff, there is 5 upgrades of every type. Meanwhile, with DLC, that goes up to 6. Gun you down. Down you go. And oh, the Tempest SMG. So the the Shuriken, in my opinion, one of the worst weapons in the entire game. The Tempest, on the other hand, is a very fine weapon. I'm a big fan of the Tempest.
This is Commander Shepard of the Normandy. Can we provide assistance?
Patch your radio into channel 617 Theta. We were on a stealth mission, high risk. We found what we were after. The Geth found us. They got us pinned down. Can't get to our ship. Can't transmit data through the solar radiation.
What's the status of your team? How many of you are left?
We were a small squad, dozen Marines plus the science team. We're down to half strength now. Made the synthetic bastards pay for it, though.
What brought you this deep into Geth-controlled space?
You're asking the wrong person, Shepard. I just point and shoot. Something about the sun. It's going bad faster than it should. Some kind of energy problem.
Any idea where the Geth came from?
One of the patrol ships found us. Dropships started raining Geth down on our heads before we could get off-world. Systems under Geth control. We knew they made planetary sweeps periodically. We hoped going low emissions would hide us.
Do we have to worry about the Geth sending in reinforcements?
I don't think so. Their patrol ship hasn't lifted off again. The radiation blocks all off-world communication.
How are you holding up? We can be there in a few minutes.
Take it slow and careful. Direct sunlight fries your shields all to hell. We're bunkered down at base camp across the valley. I left Tali'Zorah at a secure shelter, then doubled back to hold the choke point. Getting Tali out safely is our top priority. If you can extract her, we'll keep them off you.
You've got confirmation that the Geth haven't reached Tali yet?
Affirmative. Left my best men with her. When you get her, you can talk to her on the comm. Every Marine on this rock is sworn to protect Tali'Zorah. As long as one of us is still drawing air, she'll be safe.
You're gonna throw your life away for research?
Negative. I'm gonna give my life for the migrant fleet, all the difference in the world. I'm no tech expert, Shepard. I'm a Marine. They tell me to shoot. I shoot. They said to protect Tali and the data. You get them out safe. I've done my job.
Hold position. We'll hit their back ranks.
Wait, watch your ass. We got a dropship coming in. Crap, doorway's blocked. Grab the demo charges in the buildings nearby. Use them to clear a path.
And of course, it can't be quite so easy. The Tempest shoots a lot faster, and I think it even does more damage than the Shuriken. Rather than 3 bullet bursts, it is just rapid fire. So there's that. Tempest is just better than the Shuriken in every single way. A lot of other weapon upgrades are fairly lateral, but again, Tempest is just better than the Shuriken. Right there we did see a new type of enemy, that being the Geth, well, new compared to the Geth Trooper. In the Geth Hunter, they can go invisible. They have shotguns. You can still spot them fairly easily, in fact. They're pretty easy to take care of. Geth are maybe it's because we have experience with them, but Geth are relatively easy to take care of. Another problem with Geth Hunters and their stealth plans is that they do have giant flashlights on their head. So, you know, kind of easy to spot. Gun you down. Well, Garrus, you should have, you know, like, gotten into cover and not been shot in the back by hopping right in front of my bullets. You have no one to blame but yourself for that, Garrus. And see, like, we are mowing through the Geth so much quicker right now than we did with the Shuriken. Clears out all of that group.
We need a core sample to get a timeline on the rate of radiation increase, but our equipment keeps dying on us. Shepard once used a mining laser to clear some rubble back on Therum. Maybe I can do something similar with demolition charges.
I don't remember if I actually had her on that mission with me, but of course, that was when we picked up Liara back in the first game that she is referencing. And our escape is not so easy. Right there we got a Geth Prime. Geth Prime are the big baddies of the Geth. They are significantly easier than things like Scions. They do have 3 health bars, a shield, an armor, and a health. They're pretty tall. Of course, they are synthetic, so we can hit them with... Oh dear, oh dear. God damn it. They're synthetic, we can hit them with overloads all the time. I already heard that, so no change there. Just a little bit of tight quarters for this fight. Yep, there we go. Of course, they do not have much shield, do most Geth. Overload does quite well against shield. We do have the upgrade to have our shotgun, or not our shotgun, our submachine gun do quite well against shields. Geth Prime can also summon a combat drone. The combat drone is mostly a distraction, but they can sneak up on you to do a little bit of flanking. Of course, now that he's down onto health, we can push him away. Since he's a little bit heavier than a lot of enemies, he doesn't go quite as far, but still can be pushed around. Overload. Excuse me, Miranda's corpse. And we evidently still have some enemies out and about, considering that Miranda has not popped back up to her feet. Run in. Hello. There you are. Down you go. Garrus is on the lookout for wherever these others might be. I can hear them, but I can't see them. Hello? I feel like I'm triggering multiple groups right now. Right there is a Geth Destroyer. They do have flamethrowers, which is rather painful. and down goes Garrus. But of course, destroyers do have to get into close quarters. These destroyers are very different from the destroyers that were in Mass Effect 1. Destroyers in 1 were still close-range specialists, but they were a little bit on the bigger side. Smaller than primes, but bigger than most Geth. Pop that. Take it nice and slow. Focus down on an enemy at a time. And I take you out, not before my tech armor goes down, and not before you duck back into cover. And yes, I know my squad is down. Carnifex does very good damage, so more than fine with that. There is quite a bit of Iridium out here on Haestrom, so that's pretty easy. Easy's maybe a little bit generous. Manageable, I guess, to deal with. Grab the Iridium when you've cleared out that section. Go and reload. Looks like we probably got... I'm going to hope we got everything else. There is this area up above.
To the right!
It's too impossible to get accurate solar measurements. The radiation keeps burning out our equipment. The sun shouldn't be like this. It was stable a few hundred years ago. Stars don't die that quickly.
Now this mission is a really weird one in context of the story throughout the games. Basically, the dark energy that was talked about here was originally going to be pretty significant in Mass Effect 3. However, that ended up getting cut for some reason. I don't recall off the top of my head if it was ever explained why, but the dark energy subplot did end up getting canned for Mass Effect 3. So, a lot of the stuff that is being talked about here, again, was going to be pretty important for future stuff, but now it just isn't. Anyways, the time flew by a decent bit, but I think... might as well pick everything up here. And next time, we'll make our escape and we'll go and explode that big old pillar. But until then, see you guys later.